Hello guys, welcome back to another What If video. Today I'll be doing a part 2 on What If Asta Time Magic. And yes, I know that I said earlier in my update videos that I will keep the photos of my earlier What If, but I decided to do a thumbnail for this one, really. It deserves one, since it's actually one of my older What If videos, and I thought it might need an upgrade to attract more viewers. So now, we began. It starts actually after their first, when they go to the first mission, or when they're about to do it. As Magnus says that, as he looks at Noel, like, well, since you can fly, he presents her to like the crazy cyclone. But instead of that, Asta says that, yeah, you can ride on my broom, really, as she still can't control her magic completely. So, well, she can't control her magic to a certain point, but she can't fly on a broom yet. On her own. So she just flies on Asta's broom. As Asta's broom would not look like a normal broom, it will be a fancier one, a good looking one, according to Noelle, as she deems it a good looking in her point of view. So yeah. As Magna is kind of hurts, like, you're just jealous of it. You're still of how good looking it is. You don't understand art. As Noel and Asta would say, like, this art, pff, you gotta be kidding me. Then Noel just grabs around Asta's wrist. He is kinda, no, around Asta's body. So yeah, and then they're just kinda talking to each other while they were flying there. And then, how should I explain it? Yes, now they were flew there, right there. They would get to the point where how should I explain it? How should I explain it really? That's kinda hard. No, they just get to the boar hunt, this land here. Asta sees the boar immediately. He blitzes towards it using his magic, like time magic, to speed him up. Then he just punches some of the boars, and then decides to then just use his time beams to kill the rest. And then he just grabs all of them with his strength. And then he walks back to them while carrying all the others. And Snow will be like, see how strong he is. And also she kind of blushes. Asta notices this but doesn't really mind it at all. He decides to not to bother her about it. Then they just walk into the village, and then they see the mist. Asta then says, magic. Huh? As Magnus says, yep, and this is not just how it looks here at all, normally. Asta said, I thought so. And then he uses his time beam, he doesn't use his time beam. He has to walks through the uses a time magic sphere to do the magic, because he can do it. No, what I'm saying, he uses his anti-time magic to destroy the magic there. As he would just Magnus say, like, wait, I thought he had time magic, not like destruction. How can you dispel this magic? Asta was like, it's hard to explain. Really. I'm like, okay. I trust ya. And then there is no, how shall I explain it now? And then they're just walking. Then Magnus says where to like they should go. And they get to the town square. On the asta, you'll see the chief of the village is looking at him, and in his dying breath, and then he straight up dies. Asta be furious about this, but Magnus would be also furious, and all be scared. But thought, like, who could do such a horrible thing? Then Asta, Asta would see the ice spheres and like the there, as he's about to do something, but Magnus uses his flame scatter shot to break the ice. As then the ice mages will look at them, it's like medic knights. Then the chief, like the leader of them, will say like, there wasn't supposed to be any medic knights here. Then Asta would be like, surprise, surprise, here we are. As he's kinda like all his clothes and all that, then the guy would say like, wait, he looks like just like the Wizard King. Asta would be like, and what about it, got a problem with it? Then he says, nah, not really. Then he started to just finish them off already. And the ice man said, yes sir. And runs towards them. No, not runs towards them, they will be like more like marching towards Asta, not all of them, and using their magic to fight them. Asta then creates like his time orbs just throws them at him. He's using anti-time medic and creates those unnamed time orbs. Wait, where we go? Oh yeah, sorry about that. I forgot. I didn't know how long I was quiet, but yeah. As Austin, I was kind of talking to him, so like, you gonna pay for what you did to that guy. As they were kind of wondering, how does those orbs thing destroy our magic? Just think like that. Also said, don't worry about it. You don't need to know that. As then he says like, you have a bit of an issue that's coming for you anyway. A bigger issue than just wondering about how I can destroy your magic. He kinda giggles now. Then he creates his time orbs and said, now, would you please be kind and jump in these? The back, what? Then the chief said, okay. No, the leader will say, okay, now we need to get away now from them. Yes sir, but what about the stone? In the back, what about their plan? He said, okay, it's no deal, we have to go now. As they does that. But Asta then captured them Asta captures them in their time orbs. Everyone, but except for one mage that gets away. As how should I explain it? Well, he talks to them and said, oh yeah, I forgot, you can't talk now while you're in these orbs. Guess you'll be telling everyone everything you know in the medic interrogation place. Then he has kind of sends like presses the button, no, a letter he has. Well, he presses something that a button, kind of magic button that's all. No, he opens a communication thing, tells and it's marks there. Marks answered. So yeah, what about it? I was like, yeah, do you mind sending an interrogation thing here? We got some bad guys. I'm like, oh, here, coming soon. I'll send them to you. I was like, thanks, man. I'm like, no problem. Asta. Then he just waits for the medic interrogation to come pick them up. As then they say like, oh yeah, your father told us to tell you this. They're proud of what you did here. I was like, yeah, it's nothing really. It's no big deal. And they're just like, yeah, never mind. But your dad told us to do this. Tell you anyway. I was like, oh yeah, I don't really care about what dad says, so I'll ask you. He kinda says to himself, then he walks away. As Null would ask, so we'd follow him, like, well, they were walking away now. But then then Nero would just walk up to kinda pick us. No, would not pick Asta really. She would just try to get Asta's attention. But to no prevail, as Asta kinda ignores her at first, but then he realized that she actually has something to show him. She just said to, oh, what is it, Nero? Nero was like dropped the stone to him. I was like, what is this? Then the chief's grandson was still, oh, that's our like the chief's that's grandpa's lucky charm. Then I was like, oh, here, take it back. He said, no, you can keep it. Take it as a thank you for saving us. I was like, oh, it's no problem really. And then he just walks back to the base and does the report to Yami and all that. So yeah. Then he says, oh yeah. Then he looks at us and says, oh yeah, your dad just sent us a star. I was like, oh, okay. But he didn't really care about it at all that his dad sent him a star. He thought that his dad just keeps kinda spoils him. And now they're just kind of talking in the base, laughing about everything. Then Hell would kind of walk up to Asta. I was like, oh, hi. Is there something wrong? She said, no, nothing is wrong. She's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Do you want to train or something? She's like, yeah, sure. And then she just asked if they should go out training. They just go out and just train in the woods. And that, as she just then, when they're about to train, I was like, oh, so what do you want to train about now? She's like, she kind of blushes a little bit. Asta notices this like, what is she doing? Then she just walks up to him, says, like, I want to train with something unusual. And different. Something really different. As she walks kind of closer to Asta. I was like, so why do you get so close to me all of a sudden? I still think like, she's not gonna do that, ain't she? She doesn't seem like that type of person to make that move. Already. As then she walks up and like, something that you need to help me with. I was like, okay, what is it? Then she was like, yeah, well. And then she thinks like, yeah, here it goes. She kinda walks up to him and straight up kisses him on the mouth. He'll be like, red in the face, like, what? Then he'll be like, kinda red in the face, kinda embarrassed by it, but I was like, oh, okay. He kinda just hugs her, really. Well, when she does that, he hugs her. And she'll be like, yay, at least he actually responds to it somehow. Then he'll be like, you are really moving on too fast, okay? I'm not ready for that yet. But I do have to confess that I do actually have some feelings for you. But moving on to kisses already? Nah, That is way too fast, Noel. She's like, yeah, maybe it is for you. But I just couldn't resist that. I was to be like, yeah, just next time just don't do it so recklessly. Without me knowing or anything. But at least I know that you have feelings for me too. She's like, yeah, I'm glad you have feelings for me too. I was like, yeah. Let's get to training now. As they just train. Then they were kind of talking while they were training about everything that happened. Or as Asta now explains everything that kind of like he lived, what he did when he was living as a commoner. She'd find it interesting, and she'd be curious for that if she asks about it and more act like curious about it, she might even get closer to know Asta better. And she asks about everything like that. She just start to ask about how he lived as a commoner and what he did. As he thinks like, oh, she just might be interested in how I lived as a commoner. All that, as now he tells her about everything, about what happened with the drunk guy fight and all that. He doesn't tell her about the swordsman though, because he decides to just keep that a secret. And then, I shall explain it. Asta then uses his, no, then Asta kind of walks up. Then Asta asks her about how is it to live like a royal and noble. She would tell her that but everything, that she didn't really have the nicest experience as a one. And she would know this, but she would at least have discovered some of the discrimination that he received as a noble, but she received as when she was a royal and all that, as everyone knew that she was one. So yeah, they kind of feel like have similarities between them, which would just bring them closer. As after training, they just walk back to the base, not holding hands. Then, because Noel was trying to hold hands, then Osp was like, "You're moving on way too fast now, still." For me. She's like, "Yeah, sorry." And she kind of got a little bit mad at Asta for this, but not really, because she kind of knew why he was like that, and said that because she realized that he's really not done want to move on too quickly. Since she kind of think like he doesn't want to move on too quickly, not since she jumped like over 10 steps in like the relationships between them. Now Noel just gonna as they were walking back to base, kind of talking. It was kind of late on the night. Well, it was getting dark there. As when he got back, Charmin did food for everyone. Yeah, we was talking about how the training went today. It went fine. Really, just like normal. Asta would say. As no one wouldn't say anything about the case or anything, because Asta said that yeah, we should probably not tell them about it yet, since they will kind of feel like what is wrong with you and all that. Since yeah, I'm just kind of new and we have barely known each other for a couple of days. So you kind of agree to this, yeah, that's probably for the better. Then how should I say this really? How should I tell you the guys this? Well, they were kind of, after the 8, Nolan Ostes kind of casually talks about how it is to the differences between being raised as a noble in the commoner place, and the difference between being raised as a noble and still get discriminated for having no control over the magic. I still find the subject pretty interesting. But it will still end up like they're kind of laughing now about it and say like, yeah. Now the day was over, they went back to bed. Separate room, of course, because moving into the same room, sleeping in the same room is way too fast for anyone. Then there was kind of like next morning, Asta wakes up, kind of wants to goes up to talk to Noel a little bit. Well, no, he wakes up, goes down to eat breakfast and everything. Then Noel comes down. She sits down next to Asta. Asta would notice this, but doesn't really mind it at all. He really doesn't care about that thing right now. Things like, yeah, since we're nobles and all that, it just kind of explains it. Well, it's in itself, it kind of explains itself about that. He would just think about it just like that. Or it turn out to be something else too, kinda. Well, it won't turn out to be something different like that. It must be a... Oh god, I don't know how to explain it. As I said, they was talking to each other like casual talking again. Then the Yamunis woke up and was like, oh, you're all awake. I was like, yeah, I'm used to getting up early, really. Since, you know, I live at the commoner's place. We then need to go up early to make food and everything, take care of the crops. Asnell said, that's not something you didn't tell me. I was like, yeah, but the stories, I mean, if you want to, I didn't tell you everything because, so we can have some subjects for other times when you talk, so he doesn't just talk like flawless about nothing. She's like, yeah, that's kinda true, you're actually ahead of planning. I was like, might be something with my time I need to do. I see, Yamar's like, yeah, might be, but it seems like you're the one that... So then Yamar's like, yeah, but your dad isn't that good of a planner, really. I was like, really? Ain't he? He said, nah, he's not. I was like, okay. Now they're just walking out, doing some training now. Or wait, no, they get their pay now, as they go to the capital and all that. Doing some fancy stuff in there. As they were kind of talking to, like, then Vanessa, with Vanessa of course, but this time Noel flies on Asta's broom. As Vanessa thinks like, kind of wants to ask her why, but then she thinks like, yeah, maybe it's because they have some similarities. They were both like discriminated and all that, and they might get closer since they're both nobles and all that. And since they have like kind of opposite like racing grounds and all that, they might find each other more like friendly. I just accept that kinda. She doesn't think like they are a pair or anything. Because of, yeah, really, they're not really a pair. I won't like be bold enough to say that they're a couple, really, for now. They're almost like friends on the almost at the dating stage. And so when they went to the black market and all that, they're walking in there. As Nahal kind of asked about some things, like what he thinks about it. I was like, I don't really know. We should probably ask Vanessa since it seems that she has been here before. I don't really know anything about the black market. Since I'm just a commoner, I've never been to the capital before since the Merrick entry exam. Vanessa tells her about what she thinks about him, as then Nola starts to ask the shop owners and everything about everything. Then Asta will like, then Asta kind of walks away. He said, I just gonna go do something around here, look around for myself. Then he sees a wand and decides that. Then he asks about the wand. He said, "Oh, this wand is excellent for controlling your magic more." I was like, "Hmm." Then he says, "How much has it got?" It's like about this and this many joules. I was like, "Oh, really? Not really much." Just then drops the pay and like drops a little bit more. Said a little bit extra on the house. Just keep the change. He said, kind of. As the guy say, "Wow, you're generous, sir." I was like, "Yeah, maybe I am." Then he takes like the wand and gets it to Noel and tells that, "Oh, I found this wand. It helps you to control your magic. I bought it to you since you need something to like to control your magic so we can train better." He's like, "Yeah, thanks." I was like, "Yeah, it's no big deal really." Then he walks away again. Said, "Oh, I'm just gonna explore, find something for myself now." Then he walks away. Then he sees the old lady. He's like, "Oh wait, that's the old lady from." Then we said, "Oh, an old lady, huh?" Then he sensed something, the mana emitting from her. Then was kind of hiding in a corner near there, but not so the old lady could hear him. As then he opens his communicator, and Smorg says, "Yeah, what is it?" Asked like, "Do you see this?" As he turns around and shows the old lady. He's like, "So, what's wrong with her?" Asked like, "I think you would want to know that it's my dad." He's like, "What?" They said, "Yes, I can see through his disguise." And then Mark's would get checked where Julius was, and see like he's not there. And they be like, "That little." I was like, "Yeah, should I?" And Mark said, "Yeah, if you would like to." I was like, "Oh, of course." But before he could do that, then after he closes the communicator, he sees like the old lady kind of tries to walk away. Then a thief just steals the bag of money, the giant bag of money. As Ostless now he sees it and just flies away. He doesn't really look back at the old lady. The old lady thinks like, "Oh, as it was actually the Wizard King." And then Ostlix, then she thinks like, "Oh, what's my son gonna do now, huh?" Then he Ostia shoots like a time beam. He says time beam as he forms his hand as a triangle. Well, he holds out his hand to form a triangle in the middle, just as the Wizard King does in the Pottery versus the Wizard King's fight. As it hits right through the cloud, as it does that with his anti-time magic. So the cloud just disappears, then the like thief just falls down to the ground. Also then catching me saying a time orb. Then like open communicator like said, "Marks, how long is it from my location?" I said he's looking to Marks. "How long is it to the prison?" So like, why so?" He then shows the thief and like, "I'm just gonna play like a little ball." I'm like, "Yeah, try not to destroy any houses." I was like, "Okay." I said then he closed the communicator and then changes the timer from the anti-time medic to the yes his time medic, which his time medic is red and purple, while his anti medic is red and black. Then just kinda balls a little kicks the ball time sphere a little bit, then just kicks it up in the air, then also just kinda flies with his like bounces on his time orbs he creates and kicks the ball right into the prison. Then he has said as Marks would have opened a cell already. Asta just kind of watch where it landed and like, "Yeah, it lands perfectly." Then he stops like dispels the time orb as the thief just falls right into the cell. As he like it was there with in the cell that Marks had opened for him already. As then Marks says closes the door already and locks it, and then he calls Asta. I was like, "Yeah," he said, "perfect score." Asta, he's like, "Yeah, hey." He kind of be happy about this. Then he grabs the ball, like the money bag, and gives it back to the old lady. Well, no, while Noel and Vanessa sees this, I'm like, "Wow." I now think like he's really amazing. Then he asks if the old lady, if he can talk to the old lady a little bit for himself. As the old lady, why so? He said, "Oh, I just want to ask you something." Like, okay. She follows him without any suspicion that he knew about his disguise or anything. then he pulls her to the side. It's like, okay, Dad, so why are you hiding in us? Then said, Dad, you gotta get back to work, really. And then he'll be like, surprised, like, son? I was like, don't force me to dispel this, like, old lady transformation, or in front of everyone. So just go back to work. Then just here's like the communicator on him, like now, kind of like vibrating again. He said, Mars, I'm right in front of. Then Mark's gonna see who it was. I'm like, you gotta get back to work. And starts to scream, and then Asta shuts like tries to close it, but you still hear like the loud screaming, like you later, you magic geek, you gotta get back to work, or else we have to like reinstall your son as the Research King too fast, too early before he's ready for it. I was like, yeah, I really don't want that to happen now. Max said, yeah, I don't want it to happen either, Asta. But then Asta's like, but if since my dad acts like this, I might have to do it earlier, sooner than I thought. As he would just say, like, yeah. Then I was asked, then there was close to one, as Austin said, if you don't listen to this now, I have to call Mom. Jules would turn red and like turn white and face like you're not gonna do it, ain't do you? I was like, I have to do it if you don't get back to work now. Like, okay, I will get to work. I was like, good. Now, just leave us all. Then he says, and you won't go on a Magic Geek adventure after this, do you? It's like, not for now at least. I was like, good. Because if I hear by marks that you have sneaked out of the castle again, I won't hesitate to call Mom after you. He'll be like, yeah, sorry about that, son. He'll be like, yeah, don't apologize to me, you should apologize to Marks. You mean he has to put up with you all day? Jeez, I can't believe that he's still alive. As the whiskey, the old lady walks away. Then just tries to sneak away, but then Us just looks at her and be like, I said walk away now. I said get back to work, not go on an adventure again. He would assign says that realized that he can't escape his son now. Really? So yeah. Then he just gives up all hope of escape, running away from his son. Well, oh god, I'm so quiet and kind of quiet now, but I'm trying to make this perfect, really. I'm just kind of so... I don't know if you're watching this Insane Monster, but really, I'm just so excited that you... Actually, that you saw my message on Discord and everything. I'm just so happy that you did that, and I'm kind of nervous of being judged by such a great and big YouTuber. Like, if he's watching my YouTube videos and all that. That's why I'm so quietly sometimes, because I'm still stunned and about that he actually answered some things. That he actually commented back on my YouTube on one of my comments. And then how should I explain it? Yeah, Yule's now we switch to Yule's perspective, as Lily gets oh yeah, I just had to tell you one thing in this what if. I'll change Asta's mom's name to Julia, okay? I just want to make sure of that, because if I say Lily, some people might mistake her for Sister Lily, so it's easier if I said Julia. As Julia now, like, gets told by Marks that Jules sneaks out again. As then Jules turns back to the Wizard King in like, when no one else sees him. But then you'll be like mad at him, like, you gotta get back to work, you're not a good father picture of for our son. He'll be like, yeah, I know. I know. Then she says like, said, well, at least you're back to work now. But this next time, I'm definitely gonna call Asta if you sneak away again. And then I'm like, and then she said, if Asta ever cuts you away again, I know he said that he will call me and tell me about it immediately. And then I will let him destroy your disguise right in front of everyone. Dispel it. I know it's important to you, but if you don't get back to work, we have to take that privilege away from you. As this Yale is like, yeah, yes, honey. As she was kind of smile later on. Well, she would just smile and walk away. And so now we get back to Asta and Vanessa and um, no, Noel. As they were casually walking back to the flying back to the hideout now, kind of talking on the brooms. As they were wondering what Asta talked about to the lady, Asta would say like, oh, I just told her about some advices next time someone tries to steal her money. Like, okay, mind telling us about that later? He said, nah, it was advice specifically meant for her. So they were like, okay. They think like, since then he says, well, this seems like the old ladies and everyone, like old people gets robbed often, so you not really need these advices. They were kind of understand like, yeah, we really don't need those. Then they were just walking. Well, we're just walking, I don't know what I'm saying. And now after they get back to the hideout. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god, I need to make this video longer. Oh, maybe I should end it now. I don't know. Yeah, they get back to the hideout. Like, Noel has tries out her wand and then just kind of talks to like the Black Bloods a little bit first. Then Asta and Noel walks out to training again to try out her wand. Asta said, no, try to use some attack spells on me. And she's like, okay. Asta like, don't worry, I will use this spell on with these orbs. As if it kind of feels the like the whole like area around him with those orbs. Then he says, now aim for this one. As he makes already a bigger time orb. And she is also, yeah. Then she tries to do it at first. First she hits like the outer targets. Then after each one shot, she gets closer and closer to Asta. Asta is hit. Asta like, wow, impressive. Then shrinks the middle target when she's about to hit it, like just the outer can't count, like the outer rim of it. And Stan should know back. Why did you shrink it, Asta, to aim your practice more? Now I trust you completely that you will be able to hit the target without hitting me. As he shrinks it down to like a place around the size of his chest, well, the width of his chest and the diameter of his chest. As she just aims now for it, as she hits the bullseye, he also like surprised, like, wow, you really did it again. Then he said again, and she now shrinks it. And she's like, okay, and she hits it. Then also like, now try to hit these, as he kind of have orbs in his hands, holding kind of half big, as he moves them slowly. And I'll be like, what? Still, he was like, yeah, you gotta be able to hit moving targets too. She'll be like, okay. She tries that first. It will take some time. As she would say, is it that moving on too fast? He'll be like, yeah, it probably is. Sorry, I just got carried away with the training. She'll be like, yeah. Then I was walking back to the base now. So when they got back there, they was kind of eating, chilling, talking about everything. Then Magna walks up there and says like, so how did trading go? Asta kind of acknowledges, looks at Asta. Asta like, don't look at me, just answer him. Just answer how you want. And she'll be like, used her to take out her wand and just throw a water ball right on his face. As he was kind of standing out there for like, then was walk away. He said, then he asked, said, Magna. He said, yeah, what is it, Asta? He said, back away a little bit, would ya? Like, okay. He wonders why, but he does it. As the other black boys would kind of move out of the way, because they kind of knew what was gonna happen. Now, Asta so always knew exactly what she would do. She concentrates a water ball on her wand and just throws it at the Magna as he hits his head right on. As his hair would be wet now. She's like, what was that for? Asta kind of laughed now, a little bit, and said, well, I told ya. No, one said, well, did I answer your question or not? He'd be like, yeah, you did, but did you have to do it that way? She smiles and said, yeah, I did. I had to. And then Magnus was like, you really start to piss me off. Asta was looking at him like, what are you saying about her? Like, pissing her off? Really pissing you off? I mean, you were the one to piss her off from the start. He was like, yeah. Then it was like, why Asta was staring at him. Then I was like, she pissing you off. You were the one to piss her off at first. Otherwise, she wouldn't do this. Like, Magnum realized that he had made a valid argument, actually. Like, yeah, sorry about that. As he apologizes to Noel. And she kind of accepts, like, hey, it's so fine as long as you understand it. And now there's kind of everyone in the black box will start to laugh now at Magna. As Yam would just walk out from the tent, like, what is everyone laughing about? Then we see Magna kind of like wet and Null just holding her wand and takes it down precisely. Then he starts to laugh at Magna too. As Magna was kinda pissed at everyone but not Yami or Asta, because he knew if he pissed one of them off he would be in real trouble. She just walks away, dries his hair and comes back now. Then Null just did it again, because she was in the mood now to do that. It's like, did I piss you off now? She said, nah, it was thought it would be funny. I said, yeah, it was definitely funny, as he starts to laugh a lot now again. As now we see this like, hey, yes, I made him laugh. She think like, finally I made him laugh. It's a time to make him. Oh God, I wanted this. Sorry about that, I'm playing a game on the computer while I'm recording this, and I'm doing this to get some inspiration, like some doesn't get bored and my voice doesn't get lower while I'm recording this. All that I had to like play a game, so I know exactly what I'm keeping my voice the same height. Is it like makes it my voice gets the same like volume if I'm doing something while I'm talking. So yeah, as now they just kind of stop laughing. Now they just walk away. Asta was said, I'm gotta go to bed now. Yama said, this early? Said, yeah. Asta was like, yeah, I'm kinda tired. Well, he was kinda tired, as he felt a little bit tired. And then when he's walking up the stairs. Well, while he was walking up the stairs there, as everyone was looking at him wondering why is he so tired, he just fell down. As they wonder what the as he just fell down the stairs, like hitting his head. As everyone is his what hit his head right on the stairs. And Charmy quickly manages to like create a fluff so he wouldn't hit the head here. I said, what is wrong with Asta? Then then would shake his fever. As Vanessa would shake his fever because she was the one to sense it first. As I'm like, wait, his fever is really high. Something's wrong with him. Then it was like send a call like that was open his communicator. As then it was Yami. Marshall had to say, Marx was like, where's Asta? He said, we need a medic here. He said, don't care about that. We need a portal here, right here to get him to the dock. It's urgent. I'm like, something. He said, "Just do it already." As the now Finner was no. He wouldn't go take Asta's communicator. Well, he does. That tells that get the dock ready. We get early pace in here right now. He said, "What is someone in the squad injured?" He said, "Yeah." Then Marks would think like, "Wait, it can't be Asta." He said, "Is it?" I said, "Yeah, it is. Just alert those two. We're coming in hot." As then yells at Finnar and said, "Finnar, quickly open a portal to the docks." As the dock was alerted immediately as he readies the bed for Asta. As now the portal opens, there Asta now kind of appears like in front of the bed, where they knew that Finnar had registered his grimoire. Well, already like sent no, like marked with his medic, so they just get the bed there immediately, get Asta on the bed and runs towards where the doc could treat him. As Julius and Julia, Asta's mother now, as I renamed her earlier in this video, so it will not, so no one will confuse her with Sister Lily. I just want you guys to know that. As this runs there quickly as they can, as Asta now laying on the bed there, still passing out as his fever would be really high. The temperature was kinda rise a little bit as then checking the temperature. Vanessa would say that it was about like 40 to like, it was about 39, 42 fever, 42 Celsius earlier. As then the doctor said, "Wait, 42?" She said, "Yes." Then he said, "Quickly, he might even." Then he just checked his temperature again, so like, "Wait, it's 46?" I don't know that this is deadly like temperature for a body, but in this world with medic, it will be easier for them. Well, it would be harder for someone to die by fever. As Julius and Julia will now run there and say, "Asta, Asta," as they would see Asta laying down. As Julia would immediately check his like forehead, as she would kind of take the hand away immediately, like, "Ah, it burns." Then say, "What happened?" Then let's say that Yamil, like some of the Black Bulls was there, as Charmy was the one to catch her. Nell was the one to like say like something's, as this Yamil was beat it to it, can explain everything. And then you would ask, "What the hell happened with him?" He said, "We don't know. He went to bed early." He said that if he wanted to go to bed early. And then when he walked up the stairs, he just fell down. And Storm was able to create a fluffy ball right before he hit his head on the stone. She'd be like, how long has this been?" He said, as Asta still passed out on that. She wouldn't be able to answer. They said, "We don't know. He hasn't acted be strange at all." I still think like back at the day and all that, nothing really strange happened. Then I always think like maybe I said no. She would just like not as she would notice like think back at something. It's like I don't know how, but he felt like a little bit different on a training. He felt a little bit more tired in it than he usually is. They'd be like, "What do you mean?" She says like, "Well, he didn't seem so as tired. He seemed a little bit more not so excited about the training anymore. But I thought that I didn't notice it at first, but now when you say it, like ask about this, I realized that he was a little bit more tired about it." Then she asked, "So how long was it he was starting to show this?" She said, "It was the training right before we went back in for dinner." They'd be like, Yulia was like, "Crap." Then let's say that Yulia has some water, I don't know what medic she will have here. She has water medic actually. She would just heal Asta, or try to cool him down, just together with the dog. Just try to cool his fever down. But their water was kind of start to boil a little bit. No, it won't be boil. It was get hot. Like, damn it, what is with this fever? Then Asta kinda like they will see like Asta's eyes start to flick. Like eyes was still Asta's eyes was of course closed and all that. then his eyes starts to flicker a little bit. Then he opens his eyes slowly. Asil said, "My son, don't strain yourself too much." Then he will be like, Mom, Dad, as then I see like the army said, Cap, wait, where am I? You doctor said, oh, well, you're being treated for something. We don't know what the fever is. You have a high fever. Just try to rest for a while now. Then he says feel something else. He said, ah. Then he feels something pain in his like leg and all that. As then he said, my no, his heel. He said, my heel. As the like, what? Then wonder what? And then just look at his heel and see like it was right above his like shoe and all that. As to see two holes in it, and yes, Asta will get a snake bite. As he would get bitten by a snake right before they were training, he wouldn't notice this because it would be a stealth snake something. As he was focused talking to Noel while they were walking there. And then we shake the like this poison everything. Then we just this poison it's like it was sent to poison him or something. I still wonder who would do this. No, there was like someone just did this. They felt like, but who would do this to the like His Majesty? Then felt like maybe it's just a random snake. As Yam said, maybe it's just a random snake. We have seen some snake at like once in a month, once in like 2 months or something around the base. So but we never thought that they would like these poisons or anything. They're just normal snakes, like unpoisonous snakes, and not not dangerous at all. But this one seems like it's dangerous, but this one is heavily poisonous. Then Lidl would ask, "Does he have any cure?" I said, "No, not yet. Not until we know what snake it is." Then Yulia would say, "Wait, where's the training ground? We might find a snake there." Then Noel would steal at Funeral, then she would ask Funeral, "Open a portal to your base now." And then she looks at Noel and said, "And you're coming with me." She's like, "Yes, ma'am." As then they runs to like the training ground. As they shake around look around the training ground and all that. And then someone finds a dead snake. Just a step, there was like a footstep on, it was kinda destroyed, but like the bones cracked and all that. As they would see it, and then Noel would ask if is something wrong with it or something. No, as then she would like to see that the thieves like are kinda like broken out of. No, it was still the snake would have died after it bit the poison, as it was the last thing it did before it died. Really. As then Noel grabs it with her magic and gets it out through the portal. Then you just Fiddle to get a portal now back. As then you have the snake there. He's like, "What is that thing?" He said, "That's the snake." This would be a kind of giant, long snake. A purplish snake too. As they was get there to the doctor, he said, then show the snake to the doctor. It's like, "The snake, then it's like, I've never seen it before." Then he shakes it, like takes some tests on the thieves and all that. It finds some trace of the poison. He looks at it and sends it to the research lab to find a cure about it immediately. As the research lab shakes at it, it's like, we can't find a cure for it. We've never seen this snake before or anything like it. It's a new snake. As we're working as fast as we can. Then Oscar's kind of open his eyes and open his mouth a little bit and move it. Sees it, Julia sees it and sticks her ear near to hear what Oscar's saying. Oscar's like, I see stars. They're so beautiful. And they're calling for me. He kinda says. Julia said, "Asta, stick with us. Stay with us, Asta." Then Asta kinda passes out again. She feels like, is it? Then she thinks like start to cry, but then the doctor said, "It's okay. He's still just passed out. It might be something of the illusionist hallucination due to the poison." Then the Black West decides like they need to get a poison and cure for Asta. And all that sort of things like yeah. So all of the Black Wizards sticks together and they split up into teams to find a poison, a cure to poison. As they like like Gordon takes a bit, asks if he can get a bit of the poison to get to his family, because they were poisoned, like curse research and all that, and they were kind of experts on poison magic. So he was Doctor was loud, so like, oh yeah, here. As he like gets up all of with a little bit poison, Gordon said. Gordon then flies away immediately to his family and asks about the poison. He was about to ask the poison, like Gray and Charm, who was to walk out to the forest and like search for something food or something that can cure the poison. As they have like books about like different food to cure the poison and all that. As they were like, looking for it. As now she stays with Asta to help like the Doc and Julia to cool Asta down. As for like Yamina and Vanessa and Vanessa and Magna and Luck, Magna and Luck will go for look in a dungeon. Vanessa doesn't go to the Witch Queen's forest. Okay, she won't go there. Okay, it's way too early in the story for that. She will just didn't know where to go. She just tags along with. She just decides to tag along with Magna and Luck. Then if Gosh Gosh would just look at like one or two. No, yeah, Gosh and it's okay. Vanessa would tag along with Magna and Luck. She was tag along with Gosh, as they went to the library and read everything there. As like Vanessa won't be drunk at all in this. She will be purely Nictar. I don't know if it's that what you say when you're in English, but in Nictar means that you're not drunk at all. You have no alcohol in your body. So yeah. As for Yami, he didn't know really where to go or anything. And then Julius kinda gets called some. Let's say that they had a poisonous then was called the captors again and told them. And then Yami then just went back to the base because yeah, he didn't know what to do. As Jules would look at him like, if he comes up with anything, just tell us about it and just go to try to find it. Yami was like, the only thing I can think about is to like something about from my land, but I don't remember anything. And it takes like probably a year or a long while for us to get there. And at that point he was about to say something stupid. Then Jules will look at him like, no, don't say it. As they looks at kind of like looks at with flicks to his eyes towards her, like Asa's mother. As like Yamurus get the catch and all that, so he won't say anything. As then just walks away to the base, as funeral was with him at all. So yeah. Then then Julia knows to cool us down all the entire time while they were doing this. As they were not really. They were talking to each other about what Asta, but how they doesn't want Asta. Asta, hang in there. As they both say it. As Julia, in other circumstances, she would just confront Noel about her feeling, why she kind of says it that way, like she likes him or something, well, in a love way. But she does it in this situation. She's glad that Noel stays and helps her cool down, and debriefs her sometimes when she has trouble. I think. Now we switch to where Charmy and Gray is out searching for some mushroom or anything, but end up finding nothing at all. They've searched every single plant or anything and food, everything in the entire kingdom. They found nothing about it as they return sad. Well, it was about to return sadly and all that. For Gordon, he was no for Vanessa and Gosh, they just read every single book. It would take some time, but then eventually would find something about a legend of the purple snake. As they was like, oh, this is bad. As when Gordon would say, Gosh would say this, as Vanessa said, what? Then she has, instead of saying anything, he has gives her the book and the page that she will read about the snake. She's like, oh, we gotta go tell them not right now. Stannis quickly tries to get to the capital immediately because they were in a library that wasn't in the capital. Then we switch to where Magna and Locke is. In the dungeon, they get no success in that dungeon at all. They're just walking back. It's like kind of sad that they didn't find anything for Asta. I think I've covered everything, like everyone that went out on different types, like parts. Oh yeah, no, Gordon will just walk to like his parents now, as he was knocking on the door. Like, oh, Gordon, you finally came home. The Gordon said, I have no time for this. Then says, looks at first, can you help with this poison? We need to find a cure immediately. Then he says, what's wrong with it? He said, my friend has got poisoned by a weird purple snake. By a snake, and this is the poison from it. I thought that you might know anything about it. Then it's like, hurry up, and then goes back to the lab downstairs. And then she shakes at poison. Look at Gordon. It's like, so, what was the color of the snake? He said, I don't. It's then Gordon said, I don't really. Then Gordon's father shake him like, tell me, what was the color of the snake? He said, purple. Then he said, oh God, no, please, no, this is really bad. They said, how long was it? Then it shows with armor it was really long. It was like as long as his Gordon's arm, but as small as his, well, and as not as thick at all. It was really thin, he would say. Then it was like, crap. Then Gordon's father was like, oh, this is really bad. Then he said, so he said, what is it? Don't you have a cure or anything? He said, I have a cure, but we might not be able to find it at all. Like, okay, just tell me about it, said Gordon. He tells him about the cure and everything. Now he runs back quickly to tell him that. As Asta's fever now rises, it will start to rise now. It rises over 50 degrees. No, 50 degrees of 50 Celsius now. As they would feel the heat, as now Noel and Yula would have to push their medic really hard as they get supplies. And now Sharma would get back just kind of sad, like I couldn't find anything, sorry. Then Noel would be like, not be sorry about that, just give us food, we need to replenish our mana to keep cooling him down. As they're quickly getting some food to eat all the time, while Rosekill still cooling him down. As now Gordon would arrive, and while Gosh and Vanessa would come back, as Magna and Luck would arrive with, oh no, Magna and Luck was like, we didn't find anything in that dungeon, sorry, as they kind of looked down sad. Then Gordon, Gosh and Vanessa would come in, rushing, open the door, say, we found a cure, we gotta hurry. Then she'd be like, what? Then Yellow was like, what is it? We're taking a bit of cooling Asta down. Like, then she was like, and let's say that Gordon was about to tell it, but then Gosh would just tell it, the book is like, it's more complicated, as Gordon was told them, but the way. Then he said, it's more complicated than that, Gordon. He will be like, what? It's not about this, that. It's not about, and it's not that easy, they were said, tell him. It's much more complicated, as they had a book to explain everything. As then it says like, it's someone that he needs a kiss by someone that he loves, and someone that loves him. Yellow said, that's easy, then I just had to, then be like, no, you can't, as then you continue reading, and then the text would say, he can't be someone that is related to him. He'd be like, crap. Then Noel would think like, I really have to do it now then. And then she says, we're at yes, then she stops her medic. Yule said, "What are you doing? You're gonna kill my son." Then she says, "No, I'm gonna save him." Then she goes, like, takes Asta, kind of holds Asta, then kisses him on the mouth. As he was, the Yule went, "What?" As Noel wouldn't say anything, as the other was, they thought it was the worst, so they didn't look at all. Yule was looking shocked. The doctor would look too. Yalma wouldn't be there. Julius would be there watching. As then they would see something. Asta's pale face would start to get a little bit more red. Gain a little bit color. But as they would take some time, as they keep cooling him down. Doctor said, just keep cooling him down all the time. Now, after Noel kissed him, as they was keep cooling down, after it would take like the entire week before Asta got to normal temperature. As then was keep cooling it down all the time. They had a hard time. They couldn't sleep at all. Well, while they were trying to like half sleeping, really, they had some ice mage that's helping cooling him down. And then there was talk. While they was talking to still keep Asta there. As after the 2 hours after Noel kissed him, then Doctor said, well, he said, 30 minutes after she did a kiss, his temperature rose to 51 degrees. Then Yula would look at Noel like, I'm gonna kill you. They said, no. Then said, but after that it dropped to 48 degrees, like right now. They'd be like, what? They said, yes. And then she had, then just keep cooling down with motivation now that his temperature gets lower and lower. And then his temperature getting low. It got lower as it would take a longer time before it cooled down now. As Ost was slower to gain more color in his face. As his eyes would start to flicker more and more. But if we still weren't able to say anything at all, or move his mouth, he just kept it closed all the time. And then, when he was almost at 36 degrees, they stopped cooling him down. But then Ost would start to, they would see Ost started to shake. Then we see the goosebumps on him, like he was freezing. Then we told we need to heat him up a little bit. Doctor said no, just give him some pillows and some cushion. No, God, hold on. Then doctor said we need to give him a blanket. It's not using magic to heat him up. That might cause some weird bad effect. They would agree, as servants would immediately run after blankets as now to get back with a plenty full of blankets. As they does that, as Julia now was kind of hugging Asta to say, when you gonna wake up, son? When you gonna wake up? As she was still busy by his side and hugging him all the time for the weeks. He was kind of sleeping there too, sobbing still Asta, wake up. It was 2 weeks after that, as Asta's temperature would now turn, his face would have turned normal color and everything. His eyes would kind of not flicker anymore, while they would stop flickering. As she felt no, it can't be. But then responds that since his body temperature was normal, his heartbeat was normal, everything. Doctor said it seems that he entered a coma after the poison. And then Gosh and Vanessa, that have read the book already, saw something else, that is oh. Then the show tells Yulia that they wouldn't see anything special in the book. They thought what's wrong now? Then, after days would pass, Noel and Julia wouldn't leave his side at all. Jules would have to just do some work. As Marx would understand that he did some signed one paper a day and just ran to Asta to watch over him. Then after a month and 2 weeks, he would start to wake up a little bit. His eyes would start to flicker now. No, it wouldn't. They would hear some wheezing from Asta's mouth. Asila is still immediately kind of lets him go off the hug, but not really. as they were notified the Whisking immediately. Whisking runs away from the meeting as it was a captain meeting, as all the captains was informed about Asta's state. And then there was some servant would just walk in and just whisper something in Whisking ears. As they wondered what's wrong now. Then he said, without saying anything, he was rushed away. They think like something happened. As they felt like maybe they think like maybe the worst has happened now. But then we see like the Whisking running to this hall with the room where Asta was laying in the bed. As then, as his map was, as they said, like, he is dead of wheezing right now. He was blink like, yes, finally my son will wake up. As things like that. Like, finally my son will wake up, as the wheezing still goes on. But the sound gets lower and lower. And then the doctor said, what's happening now? What's happening now? Is he Asta's heartbeat now drops? He said, I can't sense his heartbeat anymore. Or anything. Mr. Look, no, Asta, stay with us. As they all said, you'll like sit down and like, no, I can't lose him. And this is where we get ending this what if actually, because now it will be a cliffhanger. I want you guys to get excited for the next part. I know exactly what I should do in the next part, so everything I have it perfectly planned. But keep in mind that it will take some time before the next part comes out, because I have other what ifs to continue the parts on. So yeah, now please remember to like, subscribe and click that bell. And comment down below what you think of my what ifs and if you have other what ifs I should do, or the what if you want me to continue like the most. Now stay safe, peace out.